Welcome back. This is John Oakes with logicblogger.com, and this video is going to be a continuation of our blogging workshop. In this video, we're going to add some much needed and very important pages to our blog. So we're going to start, of course, by going to our demonstration or sample blog at collectworldcoins.com, and we're going to go ahead and log in so that we get into our dashboard. Once we're logged in, we're going to go ahead and start this by adding 3 of the pages that I consider to be sort of a must-have for any blog. Also, if you're wanting to get good search engine results in Google, you're also going to want to take the time to create these pages because some of them are somewhat required by Google's algorithm in order to really qualify your blog as being something of importance and something that really meets their minimum criteria for quality content on the internet. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to create a page called the About page. Now you can name this whatever you want. You could call it about your name or about your topic. I'm just going to leave it at a simple About. So in order to create a page, and this will work this way for any page you decide to create, we go over to the Pages side over here, and underneath there you'll see a link that says Add New. So we're going to add a new page. And we're just going to, right up here in the title, type in About. So that's where you would put in whatever the title of your page is going to be. Now when you're editing posts and pages, you have 2 ways to do this. You can use the visual editor or you can use the HTML editor. I like to use the HTML editor because it gives me a lot more control over the way the text is going to be displayed on the page. It also gives me the ability to add in some HTML tags when I feel it appropriate. But the good thing about it is that it doesn't create some of the little strange behavior and formatting issues that are sometimes created when you use the visual designer. So I do recommend that you leave it on the HTML tab, and once you select that and start using it, it will memorize that that's what you're using and it will just come up in that tab from that point forward. Alright, so for the About page, I'm going to just take some text that I already wrote here and paste it in. So once you finish typing in your content, then you have a couple of options. You can go ahead and publish it right away by clicking the Publish button, or you can save it as a draft. Now what I recommend you do is you save it as a draft and you preview it so that you can see what it actually looks like. Make sure that it doesn't have any strange formatting issues. Okay, so that looks the way I want it to look. Now I'm going to go back in, we're going to make a couple of tweaks. I'm going to show you a couple of good things to know. One thing is that if you highlight a section of text, you can either turn that into a hyperlink by using the link button here, you can bold it, you can emphasize it or italicize it by using these links, and all these different links up here do some different functions. You can play around with those to see what they do. I'm going to bold this text. I'm also going to bold this note. And then I want this link down here at the bottom to be actually a link that goes to the main entry page for this blogging course. I'm just going to put it at logicblogger.com for the moment. And then you can choose if you want that link to open in a new window or in the same window. And now that's a link. So now I'm going to go ahead and publish this page. And then we can view it. And there's my About page. So you can see I've got bold text, and this is now a hyperlink down here that if you click on that, it will go to the Logic Blogger blog. And there we go. Okay, so now we're going to create the next page. The next page is a contact page. It's always a good idea, and it's also a requirement of Google's quality standards to have a way for your visitors to be able to contact you and see who the owner of the page is, maybe have additional information as far as physical address if you have an office or if you want to provide that information, but at the very least you want to have an email address or a contact form. So what we're going to do is go to Add New Page, and I'm just going to put it in as Contact Me, and again you can name that. Again, you can name your page whatever you feel is appropriate. And then I'm going to put in some text here. Let's see, how about, please feel free to contact me using the form below. And I will respond as quickly as I can. So once we have the initial text in here, we're going to go ahead and save that as a draft. And now we're going to install a really nice little plugin that's called Contact Form 7. So if you go to your plugins, click Add New, type in Contact Form 7, and we're going to install that, activate. And now we're going to go down here on the left-hand side. You should see that there's now an item here under the menu that says Contact. And if you click on that, it opens up the Contact Form 7. Now, this is really easy to do. I'm not going to spend time with this because they have full documentation in here as well as at the plugin website. But essentially, this allows you to drop and drag and immediately create very intricate forms or very simple forms, your choice. I'm going to use the default form that's in here. So all I have to do is grab this code right up here and copy that. Go back to my pages, click on the All Pages link, and then on the Contact Me page, I'm going to click Edit. And then I'm going to go just a couple of lines down and copy this in. So all I did was paste in what I copied out of the Contact Form 7 plugin page, and I'm going to click Publish. And now I'm going to view that page, and you can see I now have a contact form. So that was really, really simple. So please feel free to contact me using the form below. I'll respond as quickly as I can. They can put in their name, their email, the subject, the message, click Send, and it even has validation. So if certain fields are required, you have full control to change that. If you didn't want the subject, you can remove that. If you want only their name and email address, you can change that. It makes it really easy. It takes only a few seconds to do it. So we're going to go ahead and move on. We're going to go back to the dashboard. So the final page we're going to create now from the dashboard here is the privacy policy page. So what we're going to do is take a shortcut to this, and we're going to use a plugin that makes it really simple to create a privacy policy that meets all the requirements. So if we go into plugins, we click Add New, and we just type in privacy policy in here. The plugin that we're going to install is called Easy Privacy Policy. Click Install Now. Activate. And then once it's activated, we're going to scroll down to where it says Easy Privacy Policy under Settings. And we're going to click there. Once you're at the plugin page, you're just going to go down here and verify that all the information is correct. Usually the default is correct and you don't need to change any of this, but if you wanted to use a different email address, you can do that. I usually just leave everything here at the default. By the way, the section 2, the Google AdSense and double-click Dart cookie text is a requirement if you're going to be using any advertising with Google AdSense. The rest of this, feel free to read through it and decide whether you want that to be on your site or not. And then down here you have a couple of options. You can include the credit or not include the credit for Easy Privacy Plugin. And then I like to include a last updated date stamp. Once you've done that, you just go up here and click the Create Privacy Page button. And that's it. So now, real quick, if we go back to the pages and we click on All Pages over here on the left, you'll now see that you have a privacy policy page. And if we click View on that, we can see that we now have an active published privacy policy. So the last thing we're going to do is make sure those 3 pages that we just created actually show up in the menu. So we're going to go back to our dashboard. If you're using the thesis theme, you'll want to go into your thesis menu, click on Site Options, and then under Navigation menu, go ahead and expand that. You can choose the Thesis Nav menu, and then under Pages, choose the pages you want to appear on your main navigation bar. Now here you can also move these around, change the order. Once you've done that and you're satisfied with the order of those buttons, go ahead and click the Save button. And now when we go back and view our blog, we'll see that we now have the full navigation menu. All our pages are showing up. So you can create as many pages as you want on your blog. So in the next video, we'll cover the process of creating blog posts. That's it for this video. We'll see you on the next one.